Hey guys, Ed from Paranormal Inc. Ohio, back at it again with another podcast episode. Tonight's podcast episode is going to be pretty cool, guys. These are some of the most scariest and true ghosts, demons, and monster stories from around the world. So like I said, I get all my research online. I write everything down on my notes. I get it from books, online, like I just said. I know I repeat myself a lot. And then I just read it from there, guys. And these are some of the most craziest, true, haunted, ghost, demon, monster stories from around the world. The first is the Night Demon. An evil creature stalks the Tanzanian island of Pemba in the Indian Ocean. It can change shape, a bat sometimes, a human-like form at others. It prefers to come out at night, but some say they have seen it during the day. The Papabawa, batwing in Swahili, is indiscriminate in its targets, but in a common retelling, the spirit sexually assaults men. The Papabawa story is rather new, only dating back a few decades, from a time of civil unrest following the assassination of the country's president. The popular thinking goes that after a Papabawa attack, victims must spread the word to others on Pemba. Otherwise, they will continue to be visited by the Papabawa. Reports of attacks send some locals into a panic. A few years ago, a series of nighttime sexual assaults were blamed on the Papabawa. Some men are staying awake or sleeping in groups outside their homes. The BBC reported in 2007 others are smearing themselves with pig's oil, believing this repels attacks. A peasant farmer named Mahaka Hamid claims he was attacked by the Papabawa in 1997. He goes on to saying, "I couldn't see it. I could only feel it. But some people in my house could see it. Those who've got the spirits in their heads could see it. Everybody was terrified. They were outside screaming, 'Hoyo!' It means the Papabawa is there." I had this bad pain in my ribs where it crushed me. I don't believe in spirits, so maybe that's why it attacked me. Maybe it will attack anybody who doesn't believe. That was the story of the Papabawa, the night demon. The next one is the girl in the bathroom. In Japan, the schools contain an infernal secret. If you go into the girl's bathroom on the third floor of the building and walk to the third stall, you might find her. You have to knock 3 times and call her name. A code switch reader named Jessica tweeted, "When you open the stall door, a little girl in a red skirt will be there. The little girl with the bob haircut is Hanako-san. She wants friends to play with. Maybe, or perhaps she wants to drag you to hell through the toilet. Depending on which part of Japan you live in, she may have a bloody hand and grab you, or be a lizard that devours you. Although, I am getting scared just thinking about her right now." Hanako-san has become a fixture of Japanese urban folklore. Over the last 70 years, the most popular origin story for the tale holds that during World War II, a schoolgirl was using the bathroom when a bomb fell on top of the building. The school collapsed on top of Hanako-san, who has been trapped there ever since. But Hanako isn't the only schoolgirl who haunts Japan's school bathrooms. Kashima Riko, another young girl, was said to have been cut in half by a train. Now her disfigured spirit inhabits bathrooms, asking children who enter the stalls where her legs are. The legend goes that if Kashima Riko is not satisfied with their answer, she will rip their legs off. That was a scary story from Japan, and we're going to go on to Brazil now. The woman of your worst dreams. In Brazil, a tall, skinny woman with long yellow fingernails and red eyes creeps along the rooftops and watches families inside of their homes. She watches them as they sit at the table for dinner. She watches them while they eat la pesadilla after the meal. When someone goes to sleep on a full stomach, La Pesadilla sneaks into their bedroom. Then she sits on their chests so they cannot move. The Pesadilla that has attacked them watches them as they begin to panic. The victim's eyes partially open, but they're neither fully asleep or fully awake, helpless and trapped in the body that won't move. Sleep paralysis is a well-studied disorder. The worst thing is when you try to fight or call for help, as someone said, in a conversation about what the experiences with it were like, your voice doesn't work and your body will not respond. You just feel helpless. And among those who suffer from it across in many cultures, there is one unsettling common experience, a sense that a malevolent force is hovering over them in the immobile state. The earliest one I can remember is with my mother in the room, and she's sitting on my bed. Her face morphs into a demon-like thing, an anonymous source said, in a thread on sleep paralysis, or a large dark figure, kind of a human silhouette emerging from the foot of my bed and staring down at me. Could her mom or the silhouette have been a pesadilla? They went on, ugh, I need to stop trying to remember these things. I'm getting the chills. So, we are going to go from Brazil to Mexico, and I have heard about this story myself, and I've seen things on the internet and YouTube, and I've read about it in books, called The Weeping Woman. Her name was Maria. She lived in Mexico. She had long, dark hair and covetous heart. The man she loved would not have her, so she took her children in a fit of rage, took them down to the river, and drowned them, one by one. When the man she loved spurned her again, she realized that what she'd done. She took herself to the water and threw herself in, to subject herself to the same fate as her children. But heaven would not have Maria, and she was condemned to wander the earth in perpetual grief. She is La Llorona, the wailing woman. The people who have seen her said they can hear her walking, soaking wet, wearing all white, and she can be heard crying out for her little ones. She killed a mis hijos. She weeps, "Oh, my children," in English. Some say that she snatches other young children as she walks, mistaking them for her own young children that she knew. Children along the Mexican border grow up with her story, which traces itself to stories about several different female spirits of the Aztec Empire. An anonymous person wrote, "My earliest memory of her is being in elementary school and being in the girls' bathroom," says Anonymous, who grew up in Texas in the Rio Grande Valley. She and the other young children would try to summon La Llorona in a bathroom mirror. The lights had to be out, Anonymous says. The door had to be closed. They splash water on the mirror and say her name 3 times. La Llorona, La Llorona, La Llorona. It was just seeing who could stand being in the dark room and seeing how long we could stand there waiting for her to come out of the sink. It usually ended with a bunch of little girls screaming and running out of the bathroom for their lives. So guys, that was some stories from around the world of true ghosts, monsters, or demons. There's tons of these stories out there. And I just got to reading them the other day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a podcast episode out of this. And these were just some of the few that I liked. I would love to do more of these. If you would love to hear more of these, let me know. You can comment either on Facebook, TikTok, Spotify. You know, either way, let me know if you want to hear some more of these strange, true stories from around the world. So, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. I thank you oh so very much for all the love and support that you give to us at Paranormal Inc. Ohio. I love doing this. I've done it for so many years, and I do it for you guys, and I just can't thank you guys enough. So, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. You will hear again from me tomorrow night. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye, everyone.